Welcome to the Northwest Podcast. I'm Tanis, and I'm going to spend the next few minutes sharing my knowledge with you from years as a self-employed photographer and website designer. I'll share stories, give you my most helpful advice that I absolutely learned the hard way, probably more than once, and once in a while I'll dive into the technical side of photography, websites, and marketing. Let's get into today's topic. I'm starting a new series called Things You Didn't Know About Instagram. We'll start with 3 things today and check in again next week, probably with another 3. I can't believe how much of a trend it is to educate each other on how to hack the system meaning Instagram, when the truth is we're all just mostly guessing. What works for some people doesn't work at all for others, so it can be hard to decipher between what is someone's opinions or something that just works great for their particular business, so they swear by it, and what is actually facts and solid, helpful advice. I have a lot of opinions on the world and about social media, but I try to stay focused on facts here on the podcast. At least today, that's what I'm doing. The fact is, Instagram is an amazing tool that we get to use for marketing. So if we follow the basic rules of good marketing in our business overall, we can optimize Instagram to help us. The fact is, Instagram is not the hub of our business. It's just a tool in our toolbox. And this is going to sound a little harsh. If we have a weak business model, or we don't understand the basics of marketing and sales, and if we create content that's unprofessional and low quality, Instagram isn't a magic tool that solves our problems. Even if we do all of the hacks and use all of the trending audio. My best advice for how to use Instagram is to focus on growing your business and learning how to market yourself and sell to real people in the real world. Then you can figure out how Instagram fits into your business structure and your marketing plan. Then you can work with professional content creators like designers and photographers to create good content if that's not a skill you have. Once that part is settled, then you can use Instagram as a super helpful tool. And you can learn the hacks and tricks to make it easy and fun. So let's get into this part of the series of things you didn't know about Instagram that you need to know so that creating content and connecting with your community can be a good time. And remember, these things don't make subpar marketing good, and it won't grow a business that isn't set up for growth. These 3 things will help you improve on your already existing marketing on social media and help you understand what is happening around you in that space. Alright, let's have some fun. The first thing you didn't know about Instagram that you need to know is why you should tag accounts in your Instagram stories. Here's something I need you to know that most people don't seem to know. If you want to support a business or an account or a content creator so you share their posts to your stories, that is amazing, keep it up. But if you don't also tag them in the story, they might never see it and they can't reshare it to their stories. The reason this is frustrating is because sometimes people add funny comments when they put my post in their stories, and I want to share it to my stories because my followers will also enjoy the humor. But I can't because my account wasn't tagged. It's also frustrating because I would rather share your story about my new post than sharing it myself. It's more interesting and gives me more credibility. Otherwise, I'm just in my stories talking to myself about my own content, and I'd rather show my followers what you have to say about it. So friends, tag the person when you share their posts to your stories. If you forget or you don't want the account's tag cluttering up your pretty story design, here's a tip. Once you've shared the story, tap the 3 dots on it and select Add Mention. The person you mention will get a notification and be able to share it to their own story. Okay, one last tip for story mentions. If your account is private and you have the settings set to say no one can share your stories, none of this works. You can leave your account private, but change your story settings to allow for reshares. Okay, to recap, the first thing you didn't know about Instagram that you need to know, make sure you are tagging or mentioning accounts in your stories. The second thing you didn't know about Instagram that you need to know is that you need to share your location. Oh my goodness, I made a story about this a few weeks ago, but I don't think I actually shared it because it was a little ranty. If you are marketing for an event or you have a brick and mortar store, but you don't tag your location anywhere, and you don't include your location in your cute little Canva ad, and you don't use any location-based hashtags, and your bio doesn't say where you are, not your town or your province or your state, or even your country, but then you use the word local friends. Local to where? Local to who? Before my ears start smoking, here's your solution. This is not an opinion, this is an obvious fact. Secret location solution 1. Use at least one location-based hashtag. For example, hashtag explore Sask, hashtag Okanagan Life, hashtag Alberta Strong, hashtag Van City, anything that indicates where you are. Using airport codes and treaty names or numbers can help if you're targeting followers who are already in your exact location and know those terms, but if you're wanting to attract people from outside of your immediate area, only using things like that can get confusing for people who don't already know the local lingo. So it's fine to use things like airport codes in your hashtags, but make sure you're also using things that are more commonly known. Secret Location Solution 2. Use the location tags on your posts. There's a specific type of tag just for locations, and it takes your followers to a map that they can open in their Maps app if they want to see where your town is. If you're worried about privacy, use your area instead of your specific town, but if you're hosting an event or have a physical store or an office location, be as specific as possible. Secret Location Solution 3. Write your location in your bio. Honestly, at this point, I'd be relieved to see a Canadian or an American flag emoji. Anything is better than nothing, but specific location words are best. You can even add a Google Maps tag in your bio settings. Secret Location Solution that is not always a solution. Sometimes people will tag the event host or community center if they're advertising something like their upcoming trade show. But that only works if your followers are willing to dive into where the community center is. And here's the kicker. The community center is named after a tree or a man, and they didn't tag their location anywhere either. So sometimes tagging the other accounts helps, but often it doesn't, so make sure to cover the bases yourself. The reason to do all of these things is, one is to calm me down, but more importantly, people need to know where you are. Secondly, and because we are specifically talking about Instagram needs to know where you are. Most of the posts that have shown up on my For You page with this issue, if I dove deep enough, I found out they were in Ontario. I'm in BC. If Instagram knew where you were, they would be putting your posts on the For You pages of people in your area, the ones who could actually attend your event. Do you remember from my website design episode how SEO works? Well, if your location is set up properly, your Instagram will also show up in Google for people who are looking for your services in your area. Don't miss out on showing up on their search results by having the location listed in your bio. Okay, let's review your solutions to the secret location issue. Pick a location-based hashtag to use every time. Tag your location in every post. Include a location indicator of some sort in your bio. And if you make a Canva ad that someone else will be sharing about you for an event or a collab, include the location right in your design. Alright, the third thing that you don't know about Instagram that you need to know is about those calls everyone seems to be getting from Meta. I don't want to dive too far down the rabbit hole of this one because it could get weird. I mean, I have opinions and there's a lot of facts I don't know, but it's helpful for me to explain. What does it mean when an influencer or someone who runs a content creator account says, I got a call from Meta and this is what they told me? The fact of the matter is the tips from Meta are all in some way beneficial to Meta, not to you. To break down what is happening here, we need to take a quick peek into the background. Meta is a big tech company originally called Facebook, started by Mark Zuckerberg. He started buying other apps and companies, so his company goes by Meta now. Under the umbrella of Meta, Zuck owns Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, to the tune of a total of 94 companies. Meta is a giant corporation focused on making money, and that's not some anti-corporate greed statement. That part is fact. They are worth over $1 trillion. 1.3 something trillion bucks. I don't know how many millions that is. I don't know how many billions that is. But I do know that's so many dollars. So if people from Meta are reaching out to small influencers specifically to discuss how many times a week to post and what type of content to post on certain ratios, it's not because they want to help these people grow their social media accounts. Especially when you consider the fact that they seem to be giving every influencer conflicting advice. Point is, those calls are made for business reasons, not as a favor to the people who've been posting about it. What are those reasons? I don't know. But I do have one speculation. It might just be hearsay, but it stands as an example of what I mean. All of the data that people upload needs to be stored somewhere. The way that all of your digital camera photos from high school are filling up your hard drive, Meta has servers that store all of the content from their social media and virtual reality companies. From what I've noticed, the calls from Meta are to people who post a lot of content, but who don't bring in a huge amount of money from their social media. So when Meta calls them and tells them to post less, which seems to be the case from what I've seen, honestly, that might just mean their servers are getting filled. Meta doesn't want to spend the money to expand their capacity for things that won't bring any value to their investment. So they want the accounts who just post a butt ton of video files but don't bring in any money to slow their roll. To give you a couple numbers to back up that theory, Meta's servers have cost them $16 billion, and they are currently building a new data center that is costing them $800 million. Again, that's a lot of dollars. For a money-focused business, they will want to see a return on that investment, and that's going to come from their virtual reality and AI ventures, and mostly from social media accounts that put money into paid advertising, not from the endless amount of reels being uploaded to Instagram every day. So what does it mean when an influencer said they got a call from Meta and they have new groundbreaking advice for you? Simply means that advice isn't going to help you grow your business or improve your marketing. Okay, let's recap this week's 3 things you didn't know about Instagram. 1. If you don't tag your location or use location words in your posts and bio, humans and Google and Instagram won't know where you are. 2. If you don't tag accounts in your stories, the accounts that you're trying to shout out can't share your jokes and your shout outs to their own stories, and they may not even see that you're sharing about them. 3. When you see a reel that starts with, "I had a call with Meta and this is what they told me," know that that information is not designed to help you have better marketing. If you'd like to support this free content, please consider buying me a coffee. For just a couple of dollars, you can help this podcast continue to grow. You can use the link on my website, and every coffee helps. Chat soon. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode from the Northwest Podcast. If you found this helpful, encouraging, or entertaining, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. To request a topic I haven't covered, or to chat about your unique project, you can email me at contact@tanusphoto.com or head to my website, tanusphoto.com. You'll also find past episodes and resources there to help you navigate your website design and marketing projects. Chat soon.